Before we start the analysis of the performance, let me give you some background on the drama surrounding the performance itself. The following images are Taylor Swift's whole statement on the situation. Scooter Braun purchases Taylor Swift's old record label, Big Machine Records, for $300 million. With the purchase came the rights to all of Taylor's old masters. When this was announced, Taylor said that she was going to re-record all of her old albums. That way, she could have the rights to all of her music. Scooter Braun, however, said she couldn't do that, especially since he owned the music now. Taylor herself tweeted that even she didn't know the fate of her AMA's performance. At the very start, her shirt is a statement. This outfit alone is creative inclusion to the Dixie Chicks' 2003 documentary Shut Up and Sing, where they document their experience with the media making comments about how they shouldn't be talking about politics. Taylor has also faced backlash. However, it was on how she didn't comment during the 2016 presidential election. This shirt, however, has the 6 records that Taylor claims Scooter Braun is holding hostage. With this, she is saying that these albums are representative of her as an artist. This is a very subtle example of intertextuality, yet it is also an extremely powerful based on the context. In this clip, take note of her background dancers/singers, where they are wearing shiny metallic pantsuits. This is representative of the Pantsuit Nation movement, which is the movement of more equitable and engaged democracy. We can look at this through a feminist perspective and say that this is representative of going out of the norms of the patriarchy. Intertextuality-wise, this could be seen as a juxtaposition. Members of Pantsuit Nation would see this and can relate or gain new insight on Taylor as an artist. Take note of the background of the stage. It is extremely similar to Big Machine Records' flames on their logo. In this context, this is a sign. To Taylor and the audience, this doesn't represent the old record company. It represents her fight to win the rights of her own music. Other prevalent women in the music industry also performed with Taylor. Camila Cabello and Halsey have also been outspoken about the unfairness of women in the music industry, just as Taylor has. Also, breakdancers, robot dancers, and cheerleaders can be seen as some of the background dancers, which creates a parodic illusion of her own music video. While the colors are different, the outfits are almost spot on. To close off, the piano is embossed with the titles of all of her albums, plus songs that have significant meaning to them. This can be traced back to the intertextuality of her first 6 albums with the controversy about ownership of them. Another important symbol is the ballerina that is dancing, Missy Copeland. She is the first African American to be the principal dancer in the 75-year history of the American Ballet Theater. She is seen as a symbol and icon of breaking stereotypes in her field. As we've seen, Taylor Swift's performances can be filled with intertextuality, symbols, and feminist perspectives.